Hello, hello. Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I am George. We're all George. I know some of you guys may be feeling down. You're feeling depressed about what's going on with Bitcoin. But let me reassure you that you want to be patient. You don't want to miss Bitcoin's most bullish months, which they're coming right around the corner. So let's talk about it, and let's talk about how Bitcoin is really mimicking the 2013 and 2017 cycle. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams every day, almost every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I have a special announcement of something big, so you don't want to miss it. But make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter so you get notified, and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and check out all the latest news, articles, and guides at cryptosareus.com. And OnlyFans, I'm still working on it. All right, guys, welcome. A lot of exciting stuff. Happening right now, all right? So, someone like Victor in the chat is going to be placed in timeout because he's just spreading FUD for no reason. There's a lot of FUDders. I've been telling you guys, especially yesterday, I created 3 videos for you guys to ignore the FUD, because whenever there is weakness, all the FUDders come out because they're just insecure and they're miserable and they want to spread that fear to others, right? You don't want to pay attention to those guys. You want to pay attention to me, my show, and the fundamentals of Bitcoin and what's actually happening. So, just like the thumbnail, let me bring this up for you guys, okay? I think this is pretty telling, and how history doesn't always repeat, but it tends to rhyme. So take a look at this. 2021, 2020, and going all the way back to 2013. Do you notice something about September? Yes, traditionally, September is a bad month for Bitcoin. So look at it. We're about -7%. I don't know if that increased a little bit more, but 2020, it was down. 2019, it was down. 2018, 2017. 2014, 2013, only 2 years out of the last 8 years had Bitcoin been up in September. Okay, so first of all, September is traditionally a bad month for Bitcoin. So coming down in September, is that surprising? No, a lot of people predicted it. Plan B predicted it, and it's pretty darn accurate. But what's really important is what comes afterwards. Okay, October, November, December. The most bullish months of any year and any cycle, really. If you look at last year in 2020, of course, we had some tremendous gains. 28%, 43%, 47%. But let's go back to 2017, because that was the last cycle, the last year of a 4-year cycle in 2017. 48% in October, 53% in November, and 40% or 39% in December. And look at 2013 too, the cycle before that. 61% and a staggering 445%, but December went down because November, it was up 450%, okay? So you could see the most bullish months for Bitcoin, just based on year and based on a cycle, or the 4-year cycle, is October, November, December, right? And traditionally, September is a weak month. So for those of you guys, again, spreading FUD, getting impatient, you're doubting yourself, you're doubting what you're doing, just pay attention to history, right? This is the type of stuff you need to pay attention to, because, again, history doesn't always repeat, but it tends to rhyme, and it's very, very similar with its patterns. All right, so what else is there? Well, of course, I mentioned about Plan B. Based on his stock to flow model, he kind of predicted this. To recap, 47,000 for August, 43,000 for September, October 63,000, 98,000, 135,000. So even Plan B predicted that September was going to be a little bit weaker than August, just like this. And where are we right now? 42.6. And some of you guys may think that the world is falling. No, it's still 43. Okay, so that's exactly where Plan B is predicting. And let me remind you guys that still year to year, year over year, and beyond. I mean, you're still Bitcoin is still in the hundreds of percents of profits. So let's just step back for people that are that's trying to spread all doom and gloom. No, it's not. Okay. The important thing is you don't want to miss the next 3 months. Now, something else that correlates with stock to flow is this new metric called stock to flow deflection. How far off is Bitcoin versus stock to flow? And I think this is pretty telling. Well, my camera is kind of cutting it off. Let me see if I can move my camera. Here we go. And you can see all the circle points. Okay. The further Bitcoin deflects from the stock to flow model, the more likely and more explosive the price action is afterwards. You could see it happen in 2017, it happened in 2019, and look at where we are now. We are at the furthest point. And the last time we were here was back all the way, if you look at 2010, that's how far we were away from the stock to flow model. So again, that's another thing, to look forward to. Explosive growth based on the stock to flow deflection. So that's another thing that looks pretty darn good. What else is there? Oh, yeah, here we go. This is what I meant to say. Year to year, 5 years, 10 years. If you're doubting Bitcoin's performance, just look at this, okay? Gold happens to be down 6% over the last 10 years. And look at Benjamin Cohen. Congratulations to Peter Schiff for basically picking the worst investment for his client for the last 10 years. You could have literally bought anything and it would have increased over the last 10 years. Literally anything, okay? Even a Happy Meal has increased in price within the last 10 years, except gold is down 6%. Bonds up 35%, S&P up 344%, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Netflix, even Tesla up 15,000%, but it pales to Bitcoin's 1,000,000%. 1,000,000% in 10 years, okay? And that percent is going to keep rising because Bitcoin is going to keep going. So there you go. All right, let me make sure I don't miss any super chats. There's a lot of super chats today. Let's see. Melissa, welcome. Hi, Jordan. Beginner putting $25 a week in BTC and a few thousand in ETH and bought the others you mentioned yesterday. Do I just hold everything, continue it? Yes, you're DCing into Bitcoin. That's the right way to do it. And it looks like you have, Ethereum is a good hold. It's a must hold. And some of the ones I mentioned, I think they're all fantastic. So I think you're doing it right, Melissa. Scrolling down. Is SafeMoon going to the moon? Humble asks. No, it's not. It's gonna go the opposite direction. It's go towards the sun and get burned. That's probably where it's heading towards. Hope BitBoy is wrong about crypto winter. 20K for 3 years. Do you think it'll be more bright? Yes. Even though I said history, tends to rhyme, but look at what has happened now, Rays. Okay. You have countries that's embracing Bitcoin. You have companies. You have institutions. These guys are not just going to say, okay, I'm just going to sell everything. These guys are the strongest hands that we have when it comes to investments and money and all things financial, right? These guys are not going to be acting like retail investors. In fact, there's a lot of statistics that show that they keep buying more and more and more. So we could have corrections. We could definitely have corrections. And it really depends on if the next 3 months, if we have a really crazy blow off top event, or we could have slow and steady rise. And I think that'll depend on how big the correction will be, afterwards, right? It'll matter how much we run first. But yeah, I don't think we're going to have a traditional 3-year bear cycle or crypto winter like before. I think it'll be very different. We'll have corrections, but I don't think it's going to be like a 3-year long crypto winter. I just don't see it. True King. Okay, appreciate it. Steven asks, AMP and Tron, Algo. I don't like Tron at all, and I do like AMP, so I think they're good. AMP is worth getting into. Jeff says, if you panic, stop watching the hourly 24. Yeah, basically, Jeff, what Jeff is saying, if you're panicking, stop looking. Stop looking at the price. Turn off your phone and go do something else. Okay, BC, I'm not going to share that because you're just trying to shill it at this point. About to put in the last portion, 50, 25, 25. Thanks for all you do and love the Tundra review. I appreciate it, Daniel. And plus, that Tundra review, I put it on TikTok and it's going viral. Like 300,000 views within one day on TikTok. It's crazy. A new member, Frazzle, thank you. This is a dumb question. Is it a good idea to trade 120,000 Dogecoin for 8 Ethereum? Whenever you make big moves like that, it never really turns out for the better. You should do it slowly and be diversified. More diversified than if you're just holding all Dogecoin. All right, so with that said, where else is there? Let's take a look at this. So TechDev made this correlation looking at the 2013 cycle for Bitcoin versus right now. Right, you could see it's pretty darn similar. The run up was very similar because in 2013 it had a huge run up, then came down, then it started recovering, holding. There was one specific drop you could see right now, right in September. You could see that the light blue also shows that pretty significant drop right around this time. And then afterwards, boom, it went to the moon, right? So it's looking very, very similar. Very similar indeed. And here's another one from TechDev, which also compares the run in 2013. Right? He laid it out pretty good. Red October, then you have July red Q2, which is what we're seeing now. A July hammer, August follow through, red September, and then boom, parabolic green Q4, which is again coming up. Right? So, is history repeating? Is it rhyming? Well, it's certainly looking like it. But, with fractal patterns like this, if you zoom in and out enough, you tend to find patterns that match, but this is pretty similar. Very, very similar. Very similar indeed. And you can see the stochastic RSI is also pretty low at this point too. All right, so with that said, what else is going on? Miners. Bitcoin miners, of course, is very, very important to Bitcoin's network and ecosystem. They have a ton of Bitcoin, and are they selling? No, it's the opposite. They have accumulated 14,000 Bitcoins in 6.5 months. Now, you may be wondering, why did it drop off in the first place? Well, this is due to China. I think a lot of them, especially F2 Pool, which started dumping very early in January, February. Remember, I told you guys that. It seems like maybe they had a heads up, but there was a lot of dumping from the miners. I think they knew China was going to kick them out. That's why they did it. But since then, they have been accumulating more and more and more and more and more. That's a lot. That's a lot of accumulation right there, right? So it's not just public trade companies, not just retail investors, not just VCs or hedge funds or family offices. It's also miners. They're just not selling at this point. Why would you sell? Why would you sell right before Q4 2021? It makes zero sense, right? So miners are also accumulating, and you know what's coming in October? Bitcoin ETFs. At least Mike McGlone thinks so. Mike McGlone of Bloomberg, highly respected guy. I really like the guy, but it's not just him. There's pictures leaked from trading desks and trading software that shows that Bitcoin ETF is very likely to be improved in October. And if so, that could be a very, very, very bullish thing that drives billions, trillions of dollars into Bitcoin. So that's also coming up. Another reason why you don't want to miss out next few months. And I saw this Robinhood test crypto wallet feature in beta. So this will allow Robinhooders to not only buy, but also deposit and withdraw. So Robinhood is serious about crypto, and we know Robinhood is the number one app among millennials Still a lot of aping into GME and AMC and Doge before, and there's probably going to be a lot more of that in the future with Doge, with Shiba, with Bitcoin, with a whole lot. But this is a step in the right direction, and of course PayPal is continuing forward. They have been in the game for quite some time, the crypto game, and now they're launching their new PayPal app, which actually introduces high yield savings, which is interesting because the SEC does not like high yield savings. But PayPal's introducing it, so I have to see what that means. But they also have in-app shopping tools, deals, rewards, and up to 2-day early access direct deposits. You know what that means? Again, that's go help FOMO. When things are going up and people want to buy crypto, they could buy early. 2-day early access. So that means you don't have to wait for the funds to settle. They'll just let you buy it, right? So that's also going to be positive. And I don't know if this app does allow you to withdraw because they've talked about it. They talked about allowing users to deposit and withdraw like a full-fledged wallet. I'll have to see if that's the case. So this also is very positive. And these kind of things didn't exist in 2017 either. All right? Robinhood, PayPal, Cash App, these guys didn't exist in 2017 in terms of offering crypto services too. That is why 2021 is very different than 2017. That is why Bitcoin is 10 times higher, basically, at this point, than versus Bitcoin at this point in time in 2017, right? And why everything is bigger. The altcoins are much bigger, right? So yes, even though there are similarities, but if you really think about it, it's very different. 2021 is really the first year of true adoption. Honestly, if you think about it, where DeFi is truly being used. You have lending plays, you have yield plays, some of them that are really, really legitimate and making a lot of people a lot of money, getting people to get away from traditional finance and banks, right? And this kind of stuff didn't really happen before. So besides just being speculative, besides the market just being a way for people to make money by buying crypto, but there's also ways now to make you money through passive income and other means within the DeFi ecosystem. So even usage is very different in 2017 versus 2021. I should say 2021 versus 2017. So very positive. And look at this for usage. I didn't talk about Miami coin, but Miami does have a coin. And basically, it's generally $2,000 every 10 minutes for the city now. So there is a treasury, so 30% of all mined coins are routed to a digital wallet designated for the city. And the funds will be earmarked for projects such as that mitigate the risk of climate change, funding initiatives for underprivileged communities, investing in crypto education for tech entrepreneurs. And this is built on top of Stacks, which is built on top of Bitcoin. So even this is brand new. Didn't exist in 2017, right? Did not exist in 2017. All right, that's pretty much it. Overall, let's take a look. Coin Market Watch is a little bit lower than yesterday, 1.92 trillion, and that's because the altcoins sold off. See, this is the good and bad about altcoins, right? This is why I tell you guys follow the 50-25-25 rule. 50% of Bitcoin. Yes, it tends to go up slow sometimes, but it does have that stability. So when things do go down, if there's volatility, it also holds better too. That's why people that are too heavy, especially the small cap altcoins, they got decimated. But the good thing is those are all unrealized losses. So as long as you don't panic sell, you're okay. They can come back up. But during times like this is why you want to have that stability of Bitcoin and big caps. The big caps have held very well against Bitcoin. Small caps and mid caps, not as much. But if you look at Bitcoin dominance overall, it's still 41%. So this is also very different than 2017. In 2017, when there were corrections, Bitcoin dominance always went up. It skyrocketed because the altcoins sold out tremendously, right? People panicked. And now it doesn't happen. Now, yes, smaller altcoins, mid caps, they tend to sell off more. Some of the big caps sell off more because they've gained more. But overall, you can see Bitcoin dominance still hovering around this 41%. It did not really jump up. So that's also something that's very different in a positive way because it does show that people are getting more resilient, falling less for FUD, realizing that they need to HODL, and that altcoins also are starting to decouple away from Bitcoin. Okay? That's important. Soon, we'll have altcoins that will be truly 100% decoupled from Bitcoin, and they can stand on their own. So if Bitcoin has a tumble like this, they will not. And we've seen little pieces, little stints, periods in time where we have seen that. Okay? Overall, not so much. Bitcoin is still the dominant leader, still driving the market up or down. But in the future, that may not be the case because of all the adoption, the DeFi, NFT marketplaces, and other things that's being used. So overall, we're moving in the right direction. That's for sure. That's for sure. All right. That's pretty much it. Let me do some Q&A. Let me make sure I didn't miss any super chats. What do I think about EasyFi? I don't like EasyFi anymore. They were hacked, and then, when a project goes through a big hack, I don't know. I get iffy about them afterwards. What do you think about Scan DeFi, decentralized platform to report scams, contract scanners, Spanish team? That doesn't sound very good, to report scams. No, doesn't sound very appealing. Have you looked into Veracity? Yes, I have talked about it. There's a lot. Justin, everyone asked about Veracity. They're still early. They're a streaming platform into esports and tournaments, and they have a patent on counting views. I think they're interesting. They compete with Theta, and as long as they continue to participate in esports, I think that's the big thing. Hosting tournaments, getting people involved. You could also do rewarding, the players and so forth. Maybe they could get into NFTs. Maybe they could get into betting. If they keep expanding, they could do well. Thoughts on OPCT rebranded from Oyster Pearl? I think any future. I think I remember their decentralized storage. So Opacity, yeah, I think they're decentralized storage. No, maybe they're not. Share files, pay with cryptocurrency. Yeah, they are decentralized storage. Being that they're so small and they were hacked, they weren't hacked. They were rug pulled by their leader. That's why they rebranded. So I'm going to say no. Ranjith, big sticker. Appreciate it. Someone says UFC tokens launching at Socios, which is also Chiliz. That's good. Chiliz, I'm actually quite surprised by Chiliz. I think they have a ton of traction. Now with the UFC aboard, with a ton of NBA teams, and of course, football, soccer teams, they seem to have a lot of clubs signed up. So, yeah. So I'm surprised they haven't moved more. Do I hold some VGX Voyager? Very little, yes, some. I like Arweave. As for decentralized storage, they're the best, I believe. What else? Did I miss anything? Thoughts on ban? Nah. When it comes to oracles, just stick with Chainlink. None of them have any usage other than Chainlink. Chainlink is the one that everyone uses. I talked about Miami Coin, Flux, decentralized cloud storage. Kelly, there's a lot of decentralized storage. Yeah, I'm not gonna look at this. You're probably part of the team, Kelly. That's why you're asking about it. Have you heard of Hedera? Yes, I have. It's not my cup of tea, but I know a lot of people really like it. They're doing big things. They have some big partnerships. And, they have a lot of things, tokenization. They have a tokenization tool, and they're partnered up with some big players. It's just not my cup of tea. One Lambo? Depends. Are you asking for yourself or for me? Thoughts on Luxo? Luxo's by Fabian. They just need to get their chain done. I mean, that's honestly what it comes down to. You know, if they could get their chain done, get some traction, and utilize the new ERC standard, I forget what it was, 721 or something like that. If they get it done, that's great. I don't know what Digital Bits is. Brand. Thank you. I'm not gonna give a price prediction on B Pro. Phantom, I think Phantom has been oversold. So it did run up quite a bit, and now it has fallen quite a bit, but I do think it's oversold. It's one of the promising chains out there. It's promising chains. You could see it shot up to the moon. Now I think it, came back down. I think it oversold a little bit, but it could be a good entry point. I do like Phantom. What do you think about Evergrande? Could it cause a massive crypto collapse? That's what everyone's saying. I don't think so. I don't think China is that stupid. I don't think China's going to let it become like a Lehman Brothers kind of thing and cause everything to crash and go bankrupt and cause another economic, recession. I just don't see it. I'm hearing reports how they're not going to buy the 300 billion bonds or whatever. Something's going to happen. China's, not stupid. They're going to make sure that it's taken care of because, they, just like everyone else, is just coming off of a recession with COVID and a pandemic. I just don't see it. But in the meantime, speculators, traders, the stock market, they may sell off some. I don't know. And if there is a big correction in the stock market, I do think it's going to affect crypto. So I'll say that. I don't like Tron. Gabriel, no. It has nothing to do with VET. I don't understand Miami Coin offering 430% of stacks, Coinbase chasing lower. I don't understand that either. If there's like a staking rewards right now in stacks, I don't know. That seemed awfully high, but maybe they need the liquidity right now. I don't know. Or the city of Miami is doing something with that. Maybe that's why. Do you think this bull run extend in Q1 in 2022? Yes, it could. And it could keep going. The bull run could just be over, meaning that there's no 85% dip. There's no crazy, blow off tops. We just slow and steady and keep going forever. I have no thoughts on OMG Network. Injective Protocol. I forgot what they did. I think they're DeFi play. Unlimited decentralized finance market for yes. Create any financial market on Inject is fast, cross-chain low fee. See, that might be a problem. Create any financial market. Not might be a problem. It is a problem. Because most likely whatever is created is considered a security and probably going to be looked at by the SEC. So it's the same reason why Synthetics is weaker. Injective is I'm gonna get off of that. Any project that helps others create a financial market like a fund or a synthetic token that's meant to represent something, right? They could be seen as a security. So I'm going to stay away from those. Mike, you can never go wrong with DCA. Yeah, Brian agrees with me there. Yeah, both Quark or WAN chain, I think they're pretty much dead projects. So, how do you suggest backing up one's private keys? I don't know. That's an interesting one. So you could get like a metal plate, put it on there so it's water resistant and fire resistant, and then put it somewhere safe. A lot of people put it into like a safe deposit box, but then those could be confiscated and be taken away. So really, you just have to put it somewhere that no one will find. You could bury it in the backyard or something. I don't know. I talked about Luke, so they just need to get their chain done first. Before anything, they need to get their chain done. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you go. I'll let you go. Yeah, there's these metallic tubes. Trezor has one. I think Ledger has one too. So Peter, thank you for that. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you go. Overall, Bitcoin may be weak today. Could be weak this whole week. Remember, it is futures and expirations week. Futures and options. I've told you guys that at the beginning of the week. And I said yesterday was only Monday. Today's only Tuesday. So we got a few more days to go. And yes, there's still some fear about Evergrande and the collapse from China. But ultimately, you know what? September is traditionally a bad month for Bitcoin. And what's really important is the next 3 months. And I believe they're going to be the most bullish months of this year. And it's definitely 3 months you don't want to miss. So stay strong, my friends. Take advantage of the dips when you can. Right? Doesn't mean you have to go all in, but to pick up here or there would not be a bad idea. And of course, I did in a big way yesterday. And I may continue to do some more buying later this week. So tune in tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And have a good one. All right? Take care, guys. Bye-bye.